So gentlemen, there's no business that we can conduct today.
Correct.
All right. We'll just keep this agenda. I don't think there's anything that's too pressing. Just one quick question, Jerry. Were you prepared to talk about the
Yes, I've got,
bylaws and
yeah,
that?
I've got that stuff from
Good.
last time. I've got it all here, ready to go. We'll do it next time.
Excellent, excellent.
And next time, we're gonna have to probably reappoint you as chairman.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. You gotta go, we gotta go through all that again. now.
Right. Take a few minutes to get all that done, and then that'll be the time we'll bring up the proposal to change
Okay.
a couple of things there.
Just to bring you guys up to date, we are going to have a new member tomorrow at the city council meeting. A woman named Sarah Stevenson will be,
Excellent,
and
excellent.
she's a good person. I worked with her on some other projects and kind of recruited her to do this. We still need to recruit, you know, anybody you talk to that you think you can work with, let's do that.
I thought Jamie was interested, but
Yeah, what happened to our Jamie there? You know, you were in there talking to her, and I was right behind you getting a haircut.
Yeah.
I actually pulled up a application form for her just in case she couldn't find it, and I dropped that for her.
Well, let's
Yeah.
follow up with her. Let's just see, you know, what,
she said she was interested, but
I think she might be afraid of it.
I hope
You know,
not.
when you go in there and complain about everything in the world when you get the haircut, she just saying, you know, Jesus almighty.
You guys make me nervous.
Yeah, see? So why don't you ask her? I think, because she sounded pretty excited about it when I was following up on you.
and she moved over to what's it called, Maxwell Town or that area.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
You know, that's one area that used
Yeah.
some representation on this
Yeah.
commission.
Yeah.
But even though she lived on Maple, just outside the city limits, she was still eligible
Oh, yeah.
because she owned a business in town here.
Well, we'll give her an excuse too. I believe she just got married in the last 6 months.
Oh, she
Yeah.
did?
Yeah. So, but that's good. Let's just keep trying to get people on here. You know, we can have, what, 7 is our bylaws?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
And we gotta have at least 4 to have a quorum, so.
right.
All right, if it's all right with you guys, I don't want to take 15 minutes and go over what you see on the screen in front of you, which is the Open Meetings Act, so we have an understanding and appreciation of that because we fall under it. So if there's no objection, it says 5 minutes, but everything takes me longer.
Is there a new legislation or is it just like a review of it?
This is a review, this is, you know.
This is what came across in your
Yeah,
computer the other day.
yeah, the city, you know, the city lawyer, the city, you know, said we need to go through this.
Okay.
So I'm making it a little bit more formal about having it to this meeting, but. So again, we are a public body and our meetings are open to the public. So we gotta make sure that we're deliberating as a public body. And what that really means is, you know, if we have a quorum, if just say, for example, if 4 of us got together, you know, over a cup of coffee, that constitutes a quorum. Okay? And we did that at, you know, at your house, my house, or at the coffee shop. We have to be careful that we don't conduct business.
Right.
And, you know, if only 3 of us get together and talk about it, we don't have a quorum. But I'd hate to see that kind of stuff going on, but.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
that was, you know, that was an interesting point last year when we got together as a little subcommittee, and we
Yeah.
got a room over here in City Hall to discuss it. Imbo's secretary said, "I hope you don't have a quorum in there." And I says, "Why?" And she says, "Well, then you have to get the public in there to your meeting and everything else." I says, "No, we just have 3, and I know it takes 4 for a quorum." And she says, "You're okay." And it's kind of crazy, but
Well, it does, and I think coming up here, there'll be some clarification on committee meetings, but when you talk about, we are a commission, and you were a special committee meeting. So I don't think that needs to be public, because we're not rendering a decision, okay? All right. So, the only time we can exclude anybody from public, they're using an example here, if they bring a weapon into the public meeting, that's a breach of peace, you know, or somebody is just insisting, you know, our 5-minute limit, if somebody just gets belligerent and won't give up the podium, you know, they're breaching the peace. And, you know, the best thing for us, Jeff, what do you think as an advisor? If something like that were to happen, you know, we'd ask them to leave politely and professionally. And if they refuse to, then we just go downstairs and get somebody to come up.
Yeah, there's a emergency exit right behind you so that you are safe and can exit down the stairs. But I would contact the police and have them dispatched.
Versus us trying to
Oh,
escort.
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if that guy is 25 years old and we're 65 plus, he's gonna kick our asses.
Well, I don't know about, but
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was, okay? I love that song. All right, what is a closed session? I don't think we have to worry about this. I don't see any reason that this commission needs to go into closed session. You know, we aren't consulting with an attorney, a settlement, a strategy, or pending litigation. You know, I don't see that we'd have a need to do that. But just as a reminder, if we ever had a need, if you wanted to have a closed meeting, we gotta have 2/3 of the people in attendance that are voting have to vote in favor of that, of the commission. Okay? A decision is a termination action, vote, or a disposition on a motion, a proposal, a recommendation. A vote by members of the public body is required. So, you know, we vote on things, that's a decision. And if we're voting on the decisions and on something here, that should be done only in this space, you know, under a public meeting, okay?
With a quorum.
Okay, don't deliberate by email, okay? It's tough, you know. If I send an email out to everybody that says, what do you think about such? That's deliberating.
I know, I was reading this the other day, it's kind of interesting.
I mean, we
Kind
gotta,
of sticky there.
it's something that we gotta remember, because if somebody gets upset with us for some reason, they could, you know, do something stupid.
Well, just as an example, even if I sent out an email to give you an update on a question you had asked during a meeting, and I'm gonna follow up with that. Even though I can give you information, but if everybody starts to deliberate and talk back and forth, that triggers it.
Yeah.
So you should try to refrain from replying all. It should be direct communications.
That's a great point too, Jeff.
Yeah, so I think that often that reply to all is used too much.
Yeah, amen.
That's,
So if we don't do that, say, even if you send out to everyone, it's each of us just send a reply to you,
Sure.
not reply to all, it's not the quorum.
Right,
that's the way I was reading the next thing and thinking about it, just like you're talking about there.
so let's,
But still, we should
Yeah, respond back.
refrain from discussing policies or
Right.
yeah.
special cases or special persons.
Like I say there, even if no deliberation occurs, you want to avoid the appearance of such.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, you know, during an open meeting, we're here, that's why we got microphones, that's why this is being recorded right now. Well, it isn't, because it's not an official meeting, right?
I hit the record button, but I'm not sure that it is recording,
Oh.
honestly.
It probably is, but bottom line, it's not an official meeting.
Right.
You know, we want to be very open and transparent. I think we've done a good job of that for 2 years I've been doing this, so. Meetings are open to the public, public's entitled to address us. You know, that's why we've got in our bylaws, you know, we limit you to 5 minutes, and you're limited to once per meeting. So, okay, 1 5-minute discussion per meeting. And that's covered, by the way, under Robert's Rules of Order, which is in our bylaws saying, you know, something isn't specifically in the bylaws, Robert's Rules of Order take effect. I think it's important that, you know, the comment somebody's commenting to us, they may ask us questions, but we do not have to answer. And I think we should refrain.
We don't go into any
Right.
discussion.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's, yeah, it'll end up, a question will be asked, you'll be answering it, and it might put us on the record as saying, well, you told me you do.
Probably the best thing in my mind would be to say, we'll take it, we'll think about it and get back to you.
Yeah,
Okay?
noted.
Right.
It's important that we say it's noted.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And we pay attention when somebody's talking to us, you
Yeah.
know. I think that's, must be it, because it's not,
I think there's,
yeah. That's it.
I think there was one more page, wasn't there, talking
Well, it's your
about-
meeting, right here, this one. Public's entitled to observe and comment during the appropriate times. But that's pretty much it.
Oh, there was one more page there talking about when you respond an email.
Is it?
There was another page in there.
I'm sorry. Where it says no deliberation by email?
Yeah, well, it says, it's not wise to respond to all on email, just like we're talking about.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay.
Right.
I don't see where that is.
Oh, it's in the top line.
Oh, is it up there?
Don't reply to all.
Oh, right there, I'm sorry. Oh, that was the big letters.
Yeah, don't reply to all.
Right.
Okay. Other than that, any questions?
Nope.
Thank you very much.
Just as a point of information, we do have the tree planting back out for bids to the contractors. We already got one. As soon as he heard we were going to do it, he sent it in, and it's lower than it was when the nurseries didn't have stock. So we're,
Situation better this year when it comes to stock, what's in stock?
yeah, I mean, when we bid it out last fall or late last summer, the nurseries didn't have enough stock to supply. So the only thing they could bid was larger caliper trees than what we desired, and that was just too expensive. So obviously they have stock that grows year by year by year, so now they replenish it with the next batch. By doing it in the spring, we're in a position where there's enough stock.
Good, good.
So I'm guessing, for the last couple of years, if I recall right, you used Anthony's services. Is he the one that came back with it already for saying, yes, I want to go with it?
You're allowed to ask a question. I'm not required to answer this.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'm just practicing.
Okay.
He did respond already,
All right, that's
yes.
fine. Well, that's good because he does a good job.
He does very good work.
Right.
I have one question on this, on Washington Street,
Yes.
the Papera, one that we're gonna remove the tree. That hasn't been done yet. Is it fall to the
It may
ground?
be because of the detour.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I said, yeah, you don't wanna tie up.
Oh,
Yeah, and two things then. One, I met with MDOT at their progress meeting last Tuesday. They're hoping to have the project completed before Memorial Day and open to traffic completely. There's a chance that earlier in May that they'll open it up to 2 lanes, 1 lane north-south. So there's other projects being held up by that. I can't tell you for sure that the tree, but I would not,
Perfect sense.
I think that's what it is, because I'm pretty sure they're done with everything else.
I was going to ask, because everything that I reviewed and so on has been cut down.
Yeah, I think they're completed with everything that we can do.
Two that are on 4th Street that were in front of, oh, God, he was the president at West Shore.
Yeah, they've been taken care of.
Yeah.
I think they just did those last week, didn't they? Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
They were just getting ready to cut a 3rd one down though, and I stopped by, I said, guys, that one's not on the list.
Oh,
Oh,
But it did need to be trimmed, so they trimmed it.
yeah.
yeah, well, that's good.
We just did some trimming around City Hall, and then the other thing I wanted to point out, I'm also gonna be purchasing 2 trees to add to Morton Park. We took 2 that were extra from last year, planted those, now we're gonna add 2 more. And then we had a tree die, a beautiful maple at Mac Park, right in the center. I mean, it was just perfectly shaped, and it was deader than a doornail, so we removed that this spring, and
Watch out at the bugs.
I don't know.
Just age. I mean, it's just,
Was it aged out then, or what?
It's probably a 30-year-old tree.
Well, that wouldn't have
Not
been
all?
aged out.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful, but it was, and they said when they cut it, it was, all the bark was falling off of it. I mean, and it was pointed out by a council member, and I said, well, it's at this point, when the branches are so dead that they're falling, it's a safety issue, and we just took it down, so. But I'm gonna replace it.
you know, and the electric company's been doing a lot of trimming.
A lot.
Past month.
Yeah, the mayor just called me an hour ago. What's the blue dot mean?
That's a trim.
They're doing a lot of trim,
The
yeah.
blue dot is trim.
Yeah.
The X is cut.
Right.
But, hey, they gotta do that, and we're gonna expect to have
Exactly.
Yeah.
our infrastructure.
In fact, there's one tree, the power company's gonna do, and I'm kinda watching, it's on the corner of Fourth and Cedar. They've got a red dot on it, the tree does need trimming. So,
Yeah.
Jeff, are you people still doing trimming?
We still have some trimming to do. We have done all the trim and the removal requests that have been approved by the commission. We also do some trimming along the plow routes. In fact, we had a plow hit a tree on 12th Street, and it did a tremendous amount of steel damage to the top of the dump truck box. So we immediately took off a large limb there. A lot of times the guys will drive the plow routes and you know, they'll just take them back to the curb line. So when I just asked last week, we had some of that to do. Now it's gonna be weather dependent. I mean, it was warm yesterday, so everybody expects it to be Memorial Day tomorrow, meaning open up all the parks, you know, start the brush chipping in every week, and the yard waste, and so I just gotta play it how it goes, if we keep doing that or we wait till spring or fall. I mean,
I'm asking because I'm going to submit a request for trimming a tree in front of my house, but it's near his property.
That's fine.
that's okay. I mean, you could submit them any time, and I mean, I like to be efficient, so when I've got a good day's work for the crew, we'll send them back out.
And, you know, I've been sharing with you guys a couple of things, you know, the Tree City, just to think about for our next meeting, which will be on the 8th of April. The 1st of April, April Fool's is a Monday. We're gonna be on the second Monday this time. And by the way, I appreciate you two being here. I requested the meeting be today because I'm not gonna be in town.
So the next one is 8th of
April.
April.
So,
what's the next meeting? Eighth, I'm sorry, you're right.
April
All right,
8th.
okay, I got it written down, right.
and the other thing I'm excited about, and Jeff, I copy you on these two, but I think we got a good insight here with the state of Michigan forester. He's really laying it open. And Josh Shields, who is our consulting arborist, he's also the one that turned me on to this. So we should be able to get you some money to help with this. That's really what we're gonna be after.
So I know we don't have a meeting here, but I'm just gonna ask, Arbor Day, is there something that's gonna be?
I'd love to have some kind of a PR event.
Because I know that the Arbor Day's April 26th, I looked it up.
Yep.
Right.
So, something like, the city manager and the mayor and Jeff, shovel planting a tree. Well, we'd be behind you.
In front.
Or we all could be, damn it, we could,
Yeah.
give us all a shovel, we all plant a tree, damn it. But bottom line is it's great. It was an interesting application, wasn't too much to do, but it's something we deserve to have. And, because of the work that mainly Jeff's people are doing, so.
Well, and we had been at Tree City USA for I think 14 years when I started, or 13 years. I filled out the application based on the previous year's application because I didn't know exactly what I was doing. The following year when I looked at it, we weren't investing enough to meet the requirements and hadn't been. So I didn't in good conscience feel that we should make that application. Quite frankly, with the work that you guys have been doing to get more people to plant the trees has upped that investment, and we certainly qualify now. And so you guys deserve a lot of that credit as well.
A lot more to do.
Yeah.
So. All right, well, hey, you get to go home early. Explain